Hello, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to the evening edition of the Believe in Iowa State podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Carter.
And I'm your host, Cody Vanciello.
Man, I just we gotta address something, man. This stinks, man. Four in a row, and honestly, this is probably how most of Cyclones fans are feeling. Yeah, it's just man. And
Uh,
I know that the boys and the coaching staff is trying, but man, it's just so frustrating to lose the exact same way four times in a row. Cyclones lose 24-19, and I will say it was just a frustrating game once again by the offensive side of the ball.
yeah. This one especially stunk because, especially if you were in the stands, because this was one of those like miserable games, just
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. And we haven't even gotten to like the game itself. But I mean, the weather was not like everything. The game, like the weather was just it was like cold rain. It was just misty. It was just miserable sitting in the stands all day. Like, and the thing it was miserable just as a whole. And I mean, the field before the game was a little bit miserable, but like during the game was miserable. Just really, it was just a bad day all around. And we'll get to like more about it as the game goes on. First of all, I just want to. We believe Iowa State wish Ben Bramer speedy recovery, because that's the
Yes.
thing. I think after that, I think any wind that I had left for the game, it got sucked out because of like the hit he took. And I'm glad he got discharged from the hospital. And he looked. We saw in the report that Ben Bramer was fine. Got discharged from the hospital the same day. He's joking it up with Kale Brazina via like Kale Brazina's Instagram story. So it's good to see him in great spirits. But that kind of thing just sucked the air out of the stadium as a whole. And that I think that was just like a big portion of just the miserable way that was at Jack Trice Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, after that, I was like, man, you know what? After this game, like, I know it's going to be hard just as a player since for seeing something that traumatic, trying to go back out there and play a game and still trying to make plays. Obviously, that's what you got to do because the game will move on. But like, goodness, yeah. But let's just jump into the reaction of this game, man. I just one of the most frustrating things is that like when you go through you look at the game as a whole, and props to Arizona State for taking advantage of this depleted defense, especially in the secondary, uh as I might add, and just like Sims came to play in this game. He had 410 total yards, and then that 88-yard touchdown run was an absolute backbreaker in the second half.
Yeah. But for me, I just my problem, like my thing was he ran for 228 yards, which I think is the most yards set by rushing yards set by an Arizona State quarterback. Like I think it's program history. Like, so he set a record for most rushing yards by an Arizona State quarterback. So of course you figure the guy you don't like. It's an old Iowa State trope where like the guy like no everybody doesn't expect to have a career game, to happens to have his career game. They're like, oh boy, this X and Y are gonna have a career game, and look what happened. Jeff Sims has 200, like he has a career game. And the thing that I think what frustrated me the most outside of the offense was how obvious it was to see him do QB power, and they still succeeded on it. Now, I'll give credit; they found something that worked, but it was just frustrating to see the lack of adaptability to that, because we knew Jeff
Yes,
Sims. We knew that's the one thing he was going to do, is he was going to run the ball like a lot. We knew that coming into the game. Everybody knew that, and to see
everybody
him
knows that. Yeah,
continuously get chunky yardage, it was just frustrating to sit there and watch the defense give that up. And I got to show something real quick.
sure.
This was like late in the fourth, so this was late in the fourth quarter. Cyclones are down 9, and this is like this right here. This thing was just infuriating because we had seen it throughout the game. But this image right here. It doesn't show the full picture of it, but the idea of it, the fact that like obviously it's empty. It's an empty formation, so everybody in the stadium knows they're going QB power.
Yep.
So my just thing was, if we knew he was going to go QB power, then I feel like there were times where we did get it, but like in general, this was the thing that frustrated me most. And I think I was listening to Cycle Sunday earlier, and they were talking about obviously the big pick, like the big 3-3-5, like the debate, everybody like hating on it. I think they said it. I think the scheme itself is fine. It's just we don't have the athletes. I think that's maybe
Yeah.
where I think some of the communication is like misunderstood. Is like we just don't have those athletes that can like make it work. Outside of
Yeah. Yeah.
outside of say Dom Orange and Cooper Ebel, who Cooper Ebel, he had a really great day. That was his
He
best
sure
game this
did.
year. So if there's one bright spot for like the defense, Cooper Ebel showed that he can still play and he still wants to win. So that's good to see. But yeah, go ahead. What you were gonna say?
Yeah, like I think that's what it's come to. Because me and Eric had a conversation on the phone last night. We are like, yeah, I think it's just the players don't fit this scheme this year, and that's unfortunate. I think because before we've had players um, who have been able to get pressure. We've been able to get pressure with three before in the past. I did like that we did bring pressure with blitzes yesterday because that did affect them. But it just seems like you just said, we're still a bit of a step off and stuff, and just I will say just offensively, it's another game once again where we ran the ball well, but unfortunately it didn't matter. Yeah, and then just Rocco, I really do feel like that monstrous hit he took in Cincinnati really has affected him because once again there were it just seemed like if you look at a lot of those rhythm passes that he was connecting on um earlier in the year, he was definitely hesitant. If you really looked at him, maybe it was different from watching it live, but there were you could tell on a few plays that he was definitely hesitant to throw the ball at times and like felt a bit unsure of himself, and like he is not playing with confidence right now, and it is sort of hurting the team. So with that, we're gonna go into the next question. And this has been a topic that everybody has been saying. In your opinion, do you think it's time to make a quarterback change? Because a lot of people think that like his play, unfortunately, has maybe been holding back maybe this offense. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is a rut that we think that he can get out of, but who knows? Maybe it's time to see what you have at that position right now, going through his struggles. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the camp that I'm like, there is a reason why he's still in there, even though like you have Alex Mansey and Connor Mobley there, and a lot of people are calling like for them to like get some experience, but there is a reason why Rocco is still your guy, and I think if we were to made a change, we would have probably made it a while back after that like Cincy game, after that Colorado game, and I feel like maybe that's like a thing with like the train that might bring into question with training staff, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But I think you I think you still stick with Rock. I think you still do stick with Rock because I think
Mm-hmm.
he is the guy that has gotten you like he was the guy that got you to that 5-0 start. He was the guy that got you to 11-3 last year. Now a lot of people don't want to talk about last year, like in this rut, but it's true. He was the guy that got you there. He was the guy that got you those game-winning drives. So I think he still like has something to show, like, and I think he can still make those plays. I think it does. It's the confidence thing, and I think he may be a step up, and who knows? I saw one of my close buddies say that maybe Rocco may have had an undiagnosed concussion similar to the Anthony Rizzo situation, and maybe that takes him and that goes into the training staff. So that's a whole nother question. Just for me, I still think you do stick with him because you know what he can do. Like what he can do, and I'll say this: I'm going to give a little bit of flack to what Cable said about Rocco playing spectacular. He was like in his press conference after the loss. Matt Kimball said that Rocco outside the interception was spectacular, but to a lot of us out that watched the game, he didn't look spectacular. So I don't know. I think that might be Campbell just trying to like keep confidence with Rocco. But I mean, I think Rocco knows for sure that that still wasn't a great game, and he knows that. So I think just it's been just a stretch, and it's. I mean, the only way you can figure this out is to, like it's just everybody like, and if it is his health, then yeah, maybe like for his health, like you do put Mansky in. But again, like I said, there's a reason why you put him in this position, and you expect him to figure it out. So for me, I think you still go with them.
No, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like for me, I feel like it may be like affecting him a bit, like the concussion. I wouldn't say not to like completely, not like bench him like completely, but maybe maybe see what you got and like see if like having some time, maybe see what Mansky or Mobley can do, and then have him come back for senior day against KU and see if that sparks something in him. Um, just because at least now obviously things of consequence are are off the table, but if you're still trying to make some of this a season, I feel like maybe this could be a possible solution, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't know, but you also don't want to shake his confidence further. So I'm sort of in the middle about this, but to me, I don't think it would hurt for that to have
Yeah.
them look at that
Mhm.
perspective. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And then
I know. Oh, you
before,
go ahead.
yeah, I remember. So I got a DM from me Campbell, and he wanted to like mention just kind of like how Rocco's like throwing has been going a lot. Like these last few games, his throws are not the same, and I wonder if it's like trying to compensate. I'm gonna just pull up. So I got a message saying like Rocco, like I mean, some of like the things like his throws, it just feels different because I think part of it is like how like Rocco had like a lot of batted balls the last like few
Mm-hmm.
like even with the winning. I'm wondering if that's part of like why he's like trying to compensate for like avoiding those batted balls by overthrowing guys a lot and then taking different angles that he normally wouldn't. So I wonder if that's part of it. Especially
Could
like
be.
in the yeah. I mean that's there's a lot that goes into like those things, but yeah. Um, but I do want like hold on, I gotta find
And
like
another thing I wanted to add, Cody, while you search for that, what you're look sorry to interrupt, but
yep.
I just once again the receivers let him down again. There were so many breaking drops in that game. Just when you're trying to get rhythm, and then you just there's it's just and it was crazy. They were all like easy catches, and it was just drop after drop after drop. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Yeah. And that goes to both. That goes to, like that goes to both the quarterback and the receiver. Obviously, Rocco, there were throws where he had to put it into a better spot. He just didn't put it in a good
Right,
spot.
right.
Other times he puts it in the right spot and then the receiver drops it. The big one I can think of is when we had that the first driver or first two within the first two drives when it was early in the first quarter. We had a 37 and Chase Soul, it hits him right in the hands, right like in the chest, and he drops it. And he was right at the first down mark.
Oh my gosh. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
And then that led to Kyle Conradi missing a field goal. And I'm like, oh no.
I
I
knew
was
that
like,
was like,
I another missed opportunity. Take a. You know what? It's going to be the start of a drinking game. Obviously, drink like if you're 21, drink responsibly. But like, take a drink for every wide receiver drop when it hits them in the hands. Like, it is so painful because this is a thing we've been seeing for the last like 4 or 5 weeks, and it's like, how have
it's
they not
irritating.
figured it out? Yeah, but I mean, we got to shout like one thing I can still appreciate. Like I know like even this weather, we got the sickos out here, and my God, look at this beauty right here.
Oh, that was okay. Dude, I saw this on TV. I was like, I saw it starting to develop, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Cody, were you a part of this?
No, I was not a part of this. I was down below. I knew a few guys who went here, and obviously even Cy got involved in the tarp soft stuff. I mean, what's crazy is I think this was probably the most energetic the stadium was. And I actually believed for a second that this could really help the team, because now it's like, oh my God, the crowd, like, we are into it because of this. And then I got something like from a buddy who's like, so for context, he's a Yankees fan, and he basically, as a Rudy Yankees fan, he hated when Iowa State did this because we should be expected to win. For me, I'm like, we know what this team is. I just wanted to enjoy it. Like, I get where you're coming from as a Yankees fan. You expect winning, but listen, we're in the middle of we're in the 4-game losing streak. Nothing's going right. So for anything to feel good, this is the one thing I could feel good about this game.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. After, like, I was like so frustrated, but like that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It certainly gave me like the laugh, but like, I mean, I can at least remember that we did that shit. So, but yeah, for what it's worth, 4 straight losses. I don't know where the team goes. I think this team is they're just not that team. I mean, I tried to find a reason. This was the one game to give like a lot of us any reason, that those who were even left still supporting, any reason to have confidence. And after this, it's hard for me to think.
Yeah, I don't know. I like, honestly, I look at it two ways. Either they're gonna get snap out of this and go 8-4, or we're gonna be like 6-6 or 5-7. I
Yeah,
just I that and that's what it is at this point, because we've been picking this team to win the last few weeks and they haven't won. So honestly, I don't really know how to feel about this team anymore, and
yeah,
that's where we're gonna take it. Like, it would be nice
hmm
to see this team make it to a bowl game, but we don't know,
yeah,
and we'll see how this team responds.
hmm yep. But hey, like, listen here. A football team may have lost to Arizona State, but I'm gonna tell you this: Friday night before the game, hosted number 6 Arizona State in volleyball, and you saw me tweet about this, but you want to get a guess on what happened?
The Cyclones won.
Yeah, and you want to guess how it happened?
How did it happen?
I'll tell you right now, it was a 5-set thriller. It took
Ooh.
So it wasn't just us winning. This was a really entertaining matchup. Sets 3 and both sets 1 and 2 were dominant in favor of both teams. Set 3 was really, really fun. That was like that went down the wire. That was really fun. And to end it off with the Morgan Brandt ace on the back line. Perfect way to end it. Arizona State did go on to win the 4th set. There was probably a few questionable calls in there, but I digress. But then Iowa State, they went up 14-9, and yeah, Arizona State made a little bit of a run, but ultimately the Cyclones were able to end it off, and we just got. There was just a few things that I have to highlight. So I got to go find it, but there are some more like games like volleyball we could talk about. But I wanted to like give a big shout out. I know I was talking about her. It's obviously my page, but come on, let me show it to me. But oh wait, hold on. I gotta find the page. Sorry, I know this is bad, but I'm just on the trying to
Oh,
figure
you
it out.
good?
But it's yeah. Come on, I was just talking about her. I was just
This
talking
wouldn't be
about her,
the
but
first. Like this wouldn't be the first.
no. But yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Tierney Jackson. But what a fucking day for her. Like I don't. Dude, this was so fun. Like her performance, she's done so well. 18 points, a 423 hitting efficiency, and 3 blocks. So really just her performance. I also think another like Rachel Van Gorp continues to be a great asset defensively. And just a really great day from Iowa State volleyball. And they better be ranked. You can't convince me after winning against number 18 Baylor and number 6 Arizona State at home that this team isn't ranked. And if you're looking for something like to help you like get through obviously the non-kind of basketball, and you need something for conference play, volleyball. We're in the last month, and really everybody got to get to Hilton because this team's making a push. So yeah, so really good news. Yeah.
All right, Cody. Thank you for that report for the volleyball team. Make us Clones fans make sure you go and support our amazing volleyball team. All right, we're gonna take a look at basketball because Cody, we have games this week. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir. Yeah, man. It's basketball season. I know a lot of fans were very excited. This is what they were looking for, obviously, to get through the run. And we do have games tomorrow. First off, I'm gonna start at 11 a.m. with a with the women's game. This one is this is the field trip game. So it'll be 11 a.m. So it'll be the first official regular season game for the women's team and just for Hilton in general. We've had a few scrimmages, but yeah, this is the official schedule. So, so you have a doubleheader on Monday with women's team taking on St. Thomas, and the men's team takes on known Cinderella FDU. Went to the Elite Eight a few years ago, and then on
Oh
Wednesday,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, the team, they beat Zach Eady and the Purdue Boilermakers that year. I remember hearing the call. What was it? Yeah, from Iron Eagle.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Remember, it was
the F
sounding
yeah,
Purdue.
FDU, believe it. Yeah, that was really iconic from him. And then Wednesday, women's basketball back in action against Southern University. Thursday, men's basketball versus Grambling State, and then women's basketball again on Sunday versus Sacred Heart. So really, these first few games are going to be just a great opportunity to get out Hilton Coliseum. And man, I've been desperately, we've been needing this. We need something to really be hopeful for, and I think basketball will be that. So man, I'm like that basketball is.
Cyc-
I would. Yep. Go ahead.
Cyclone fans, if you are looking for a pick me up, this is the week to do it. Make sure you guys get out to Hilton Coliseum this week and go cheer on your Cyclones. Also, do it for me. Do it for the out of state fans that can't really get to games. Like probably won't be able to get to games until the Big 12 tournament. So
Mm, yeah, yeah,
so go to games for your boy Tyler. Do it for
dude.
me.
Yeah, I've been listening. Can I say this? I've been listening to the March Madness theme just on loop throughout the entirety of October, just thinking about basketball.
Oh, I get it.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, with all the networks that Iowa State is going to be on, because we know they're going to have games on obviously ESPN. They're going to have one on ABC. You're going to get the couple on CBS, and then you got a couple. I think you got one or two on Fox because of Cyhawk being on Fox, and then you've got Peacock. So I'm really curious to see how these presentations are, and I'm going to look to that the most. How the presentation is going to be for each of these networks. But obviously, dear to my heart, CBS is going to be the clear favorite right now, unless I don't know if Peacock can do something about it. But I've seen some of their productions; they're not too bad, but nothing hits the same as this a CBS production, especially when you got Ian Eagle and Bill Raftery and even Jay Wright occasionally, because I still think of that Kansas game in 24 when we had the trio, and that was that's probably one of the best games I've ever been to at basketball wise.
Yeah, that 2024 Whiteout Kansas game will be classic in my mind. It's just that buzzer beater three and the shot clock and Gilbert drained that. Oh,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
absolutely.
Keyshawn with the big shot, but then obviously the Trey King legacy game. That was the Trey King legacy game.
Yes.
And
Oh
that
my
man,
god.
yeah, that man came into there with a 22% 3-point shooting percentage, and then he proceeds to hit 4 threes and propelled Iowa State to I think that was one of the best performances from the perimeter, because I think they made 14 threes on the day. I knew
Mm-hmm.
Milan made a couple. Yeah, Tabit hit a couple. Curtis Jones hit a couple. Keyshawn hit a couple. It almost felt like anybody that day could hit a three, and they needed every single one of them. But I mean, that's forever one of my favorite games. And I mean, it should be another classic up in out in Hilton Coliseum when Kansas comes into town, February 14th. So that's the game I'm highlighting, but also Houston. Just that whole Valentine's Day weekend, like I mentioned it repeatedly, but that whole Valentine's Day weekend with two high caliber men's basketball games, and then the high caliber women's basketball game, because I believe they host Kansas State that weekend. Oh my god, just the thought of all these like basketball games, Cyhawk in town, and then correctly. Yep, February 15th on ESPN2 at 1 o'clock. The women's team hosts Kansas State. So really, Hill Coliseum is going to be the place to be for the next few months, and I might as well. I got the ice shack ready to go. I'm ready to go camp out, and I might go get a grill at some point. I'm going to cook up some food.
You might as well, bro, because you know they ain't going to supply you with food. So you might as well bring a grill out there and cook for yourself, cook for the squad.
You know what? No, they actually do that. Like I know that I remember the team one time we came out of Kansas. The basketball team came out and they got us like pizzas, they got us hot dogs and burgers. So I'm like, yeah. They even Gatorade because I remember that. And I got a photo with TJ Otzelberger because he understood like the dedication we had. So that was a really fun time. So and then not just that, but the community as a whole while we're camping out for these games. I think that same like camp out week, there was a guy who like ordered a bunch of Jeff's pizzas for the entire student line. I don't know the exact total, like the amount of money that person paid. I don't remember who it was, but that person like paid for a lot of our Jeff's pizzas. So really great. And I think just like the dedication shows, and I think the community loves it. So, can't wait to do that.
You sicko, yeah, represent for us, represent this pod well. I know you did like you always do. So show out for
Yep.
the for
Mm-hmm.
the clones, baby. All
Mm-hmm.
right, enough basketball. We got it's still football season right now, and we got to take a look at the Big 12 and national slate yesterday.
Oh,
Big 12 wise, it was all right, but the national slate, man, there were some games.
yep. Yeah. So I think so looking at Saturday's matchup in the Big 12, Texas Tech goes into town and they just take care. They go to the Little Apple of Manhattan, Kansas, and take care of the Kansas State Wildcats, 43-20. This one, like the defense for Texas Tech, was just all
Mm-hmm.
over Kansas State. I mean, yep, you got just the defense, and I mean, I think the main guy you got to highlight is Jacob Rodriguez. Five, five tackle, like 5 total tackles, tackle for loss, and a pass deflection. And I was listening to Bigger Than 12 with our good friend Jake Bren, and he talked about the fact that Jacob Rodriguez has 7 strip sacks this year.
That's insane.
Yeah, so that dude is balling, and that Texas Tech defense as a whole, you recover 3. Yeah, they forced 3 fumbles from Kansas State.
One
So
for a
that's just the
scoop and
defense.
score.
Mm-hmm. And then I think they might have all no okay wait no they didn't get a pick six, but they also got a couple interceptions off of Avery Johnson, so they just carved up that Kansas State team. And I mean Kansas State coming into this game, they were actually looking pretty solid. Like they were looking like the team that we expected them to be in the preseason, the Big 12 championship contenders, and they just absolutely mollywop them. And I mean that sets up for the top 10 matchup in Lubbock against BYU.
Oh man, I can't wait for that game. That game is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Close your eyes, Cincinnati fans, because boy, oh boy, Utah took you guys to the woodshed.
Yeah, they lose on the road at Rice Eccles 45-14. That stadium is insane to play in at night. We know very well we got to win there, but like now with Utah at full strength, they now moved to 7-2, 4-2 in the Big 12. The thing is, this is only Cincinnati's first loss of the year. So
Mm-hmm.
even with that loss, if Cincinnati wins out, they will be in Arlington this year for the Big 12 championship.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the one test they're going to have is going to be hosting BYU November 22nd. So this game, if we could have Big 12 title implications. So this top about 6 teams right here, look out for this. This race is going to be really fun. And yeah, but I mean Utah, they can find themselves they can still find a way to get to Arlington, because if you look at their schedule, this is a very favorable schedule for them. And now that they have
Oh yeah,
but the thing is, they don't have Texas Tech and BYU. Those are the 2 teams they've lost to, and that coincidentally is right now the top 2 teams in the Big 12, standing wise, with all the tiebreakers and stuff. So Utah may have an outside shot, but who knows? Maybe Texas Tech can slip up somewhere else. like outside of BYU, but I just don't see it. And for the Cougars, that Cincinnati game, that one is to look out for. And now that Utah has they have the tiebreaker over Cincinnati, who knows? There might be a lot of chaos that's going to happen. And man, that's what the Big 12 is for. Like, there's just chaos all over the place, unpredictability, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, yep, definitely. And then probably the surprise of the day, West Virginia goes on the road in Houston's blackout game, and wins on the road 45-35. There has been a lot of discourse in the Houston fan base, mainly because a lot of their fans didn't show up at all, and it's sort of a shame that they have a team that's 7-1, but a lot of their fans don't want to support their team, which is sort of sad to me because I understand that Houston is a big city, but the fact that y'all were supporting this team about a decade ago and now you guys can't go and bother to go see this team play is just absolutely inexcusable.
I think the thing that's stopping fans from going is how expensive it is. Because I was listening again to Jake Brent, and I think it was him or Derek Duke. They mentioned how expensive it is to go to Houston Cougars games right now. I think parking was like $50, beers are $20. So it's just not feasible for a lot of Houston fans to go to because
Right.
of how expensive. And with the way like it is like set like with obviously the campus being like right in the middle of a big city like Houston, you don't really have a lot of space for tailgating and stuff like that. So it's really difficult to do. But I think that's more of an administrative thing that the university needs to understand is you got to build this fan base because because you need this like for a great year that Willie Fritz and Connor Wakeman have. They need the fan base, and it's just a shame that like with things outside of like with administration being part of the reason why the fans haven't shown up. So it's a shame. But I think the biggest shock to me is the fact that West Virginia managed to put up 45 points in this game. Granted, one of them
Yeah,
was a defensive. Like I think it was we look here.
it was a pick six, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, pick six. But still, the fact that they even put up 45 points in this game is crazy. And I think that goes down to Scotty Fox Jr. And I think West Virginia has found their answer. Rich Rodriguez has found an answer in Scotty Fox Jr. Not particularly a great day passing, but he did contribute about 65 yards to scoring touchdowns. So they got 250 yards on the ground, and that kind of propelled them to this win and the first win under the second Rich Rodriguez administration in West Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember anything about those West Virginia Rich Rod teams, they really won because they ran the hell out of the football. So, congrats to Coach Rich Rod, and they'll build on the win and see what they do going into next season.
Mm-hmm.
And then KU host. This game was a little bit close in the first half, but Kansas pulls away and they win this game 38-21 over Oklahoma State.
Yep, looks like Zane Flores has found his flow. But yeah, Kansas they just took care of business at home. This was never written down for the Jayhawks. So yeah, I think it's enough said about Oklahoma State. Baylor, I think Dave Aranda for now has saved his ass. Excuse my French, with Sawyer Robinson finally looking like the quarterback we expected him to be coming into this season, with 267 passing yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. And yeah, Baylor finally put a performance against what was what I expected to be not a great Middle Florida team. They dropped to 1-4 in the conference. They only put up 3 points. So yeah, I mean, you're going to kind of expect that. You should expect this if you're Middle Florida first year back having Scott Frost. So I mean, there's still a lot of things to build, but yeah, Baylor gets back in the win column, and who knows, maybe Dave Aranda saved his ass for another week, that's for sure. But buckle up because you're going to be hosting
Oh,
Utah in a
oh,
couple
that's
weeks.
brutal.
Yeah, buckle up.
Oh man,
And
that's
then
crazy.
finally, Arizona puts 52 on Colorado, and I can't even say anything about like Arizona. Really good day for No Fafita, 213 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. And Arizona looked really good this day. But okay, this is probably the shit sandwich that went on top of the shit Sunday for Iowa State. Look at Colorado since they beat Iowa State.
Man, I am so speechless, bro. It's absolutely insane that we lost to this team.
I
I don't.
oh that's see
It's
that's the
just
thing that
it's
that pisses me off about this. Is I
it's
want to
that
laugh at
damn scream.
Colorado. Yeah, it's like I want to laugh at
Ah,
Colorado for losing that bad, but then I always have to remember we somehow lost to this team. I
I know, I
oh,
know. It's so irritating. Irritating.
I think
My
they look
goodness.
worse. They look worse than Oklahoma State. At least Oklahoma State was competitive against Kansas. But good lord, this looks horrible.
Yeah, this is
I,
bad.
I'm I'm laughing both
Very
in
very
like I'm
bad. And
laughing in just actual anger and pain because it that's gonna be one of those things that's gonna pulse me forever is how we lost to this Colorado team. That's gonna be one of the things I'm gonna forever question is how in the world did we lose to this Colorado team? Like how?
that's what I'm gonna be thinking of. Like, how did we lose this Colorado team? And just
If we go
why
five and
wasn't why
seven,
that couldn't
if we go 5-7, I'm gonna look at this loss and Oklahoma State in the event we go 5-7 as how we lost to those two teams. That's gonna be the
please
thing.
don't
Sorry, but
please
that's
don't
just
let
the
us
only
go
thing
5-7.
I don't, but just where do you okay. All right. All right, let's move on from this place
Let's
before
go.
I grab another drink. Before I grab another drink. I already finished the first one that I got, and I don't want to have to grab another one. But yeah, let's go to the national slate because I mean, yeah, you mentioned it. Some really good games nationally.
You better be Cody. You better be glad you weren't around when when the motto was we're a drinking school with a football problem,
And
because
when was this?
when I was in school.
Brother, I was 8, and that shit probably made me start drinking at 8 years old. Five, like I said before, my first year watching football was the Chiswick years. Okay, and then having to sit through 4 years as a child. How I even got through that, and I got to where I am now as an Iowa Stater, I questioned myself. I think I was just being like
Nah,
very delusional.
it's funny, and I respect the old heads, because the old heads went through some very 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 bad football. However, I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel the way that you do, because
Yeah,
I I
exactly.
mean, like, but dang, yeah. But anyways, there are some other games that we're gonna talk about, so we're gonna talk about them right now. Uh, yeah, like we said, Penn State. Thanks for coming. They
Wait.
Ohio.
Before,
Wait.
sorry. Before we even get to Penn State, obviously, yeah, congrats. Yeah, thanks for coming, boys. You got your ass handed to you by #1 Ohio State, and you ran into Bo Jackson. No, guys, this isn't the Bo Jackson from the '80s and the '90s. This is a completely different Bo Jackson who just happens to have the same name, and that's fucking hilarious. So you're telling me 2 different generations of football can have 2 different Bo Jacksons? Imagine telling that to somebody.
Bo Jackson from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yep. But before we get to like Saturday, we got to talk about some like group of 5 mid-major action. James Madison puts 50 points up on Texas State as they win 52-20. They are 5-0 in the Sun Belt, 7-1 in the year. And my goodness, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the team that can potentially go to the playoff as the group of 5, group of 16, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, really impressive game out of the Dukes. Thursday, Coastal Carolina takes care of Marshall, and I mean they're keeping up. They're trying to keep up with James Madison, and that would be huge because what's funny at the end of the year, Coastal Carolina will be playing James Madison, and who knows
Ooh.
that can potentially set up who goes to the Sun Belt Championship game. But then the Roadrunners of San Antonio, they run over the green wave of Tulane as they win
Unbelievable.
48-26. That's
Wow.
not a this
21 points in the second quarter.
31-12 going into halftime. Tulane just got ran over by McCown. Owen McCown. Hold on. Is this who? Wait, hold on. Wait. Is he who I think? Okay, he was previously with the. Okay. Oh my God, he is. He's the son of.
Oh, is it the guy that we were talking about who sent the text messages?
No, I think that was Carson Beck, or no, Drew Allen. It was Drew Allen or Carson Beck, one of those guys. I remember what's. There's a lot of guys. It might be his brother Luke McCown, but I don't know. A lot of QBs have sent wild things over text messages, but I mean, Owen McCown with a day, 370 yards and 4 touchdowns, almost a perfect passing completion rate, as they almost put up 50. So if you were a betting man and you had UTSA spread and or money line, you made some money. You made some money, and my God. I think this is just not. I think this knocks Tulane back a peg in the American race because this race is still a tight one between Navy, Memphis, and North Texas, and even South Florida. I'd say
North Texas is 8-1. Man.
Oh yeah, we'll get to them in a second, but we got to go to Friday. Number 25, Memphis takes care of Rice, and in the Sicko Bowl, North Carolina, Bill Belichick. Congratulations. You finally got yourself a Power 4 win in this game. Congratulations. You finally did.
Congratulations. Woo! Hold on. Where's the clapping thing? Hold on. This deserves a round of applause. Hold on. I need to find that.
Oh, my God.
Hold on. Where is it at?
This is great. Oh man. Well, yep. And yeah, so congrats, Bill Belichick. You finally got yourself a ACC win.
Yep.
Back to Saturday. Indiana, they continue to roll. Not much else to say.
55-10.
Nothing else to say. So
yeah, and because of this loss, Mike Loxley got fired.
Oh, so yeah, another job has opened up. Here we go, boys. This coaching carousel is going to be really fun to follow.
Oh, I mean, there's going to be a lot of mid coaches who get these coaching jobs, and they're going to put these programs in a worse spot where they were, where they are now. Georgia. Okay, I'm going to complain. I got this game. Florida got cheated in this game. On that third down catch near the end of the game, the you can see on the replay where you can see that the receiver had his hands under the ball. That ball never touched the ground, and that should have been a first down. And Florida probably was going to go down and win that game. But I guess congrats to Georgia, even though you're the SEC's. Florida got screwed in that game, but Georgia wins 4-20. Yes.
Sorry. Let me see. Yeah, let me get the clip. So I'm gonna mute this. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this. Yeah, I got the clip up here. Yeah, that's clear as day, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's clear as day. It never hit the ground.
Wait, please tell me. Wait, did they at least review it?
Yes, they reviewed it, but they didn't. They're like, oh no, it was upheld. I'm like, how? He clearly.
Oh my God! You're telling me that they're telling me that wasn't indisputable evidence that it didn't touch the grass.
Yes, it's because their darling Georgia wouldn't have made it to the SEC title game.
Oh my God! You know what the problem is?
Stupid calls.
I hate to tell you this, but I had Georgia winning this game, but I wasn't expecting in this fashion, so I feel bad. I maybe should have lost my parlay, but thanks, Georgia.
It's all good. It's all good.
screw the refs for having it to be that way. But you know what wasn't ref screw job? Ole Miss winning by 16 against South Carolina. The lane train keeps on rolling, boys.
Lane train keeps rolling.
Uh,
And this game, the next game we're going to talk about, Vanderbilt at Texas. This score is a little bit deceiving, but
yeah.
Vanderbilt, they were down 34-10 going into the fourth quarter. Texas sort of let up, and Vandy made it a game in the fourth quarter, and they
Mm-hmm.
just fell a little bit short.
Yeah, I mean, I think they almost got the onside kick after they scored that touchdown to go down, only be down by 3. They almost got the onside kick, but it just bounces out of bounds, and Texas is able to win that. But yeah, that game was that ending. I think if Vanderbilt would have gotten that, they would have had a real shot at winning.
Oh no, definitely they would have. But now we see that Arch Manning is now becoming the quarterback that people thought that he was. And yeah. Yes. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to clown.
Oh,
I cannot wait to clown them. There is one other game we got to talk about before that. NC
yeah,
State
yeah,
gets a huge win at home over over
yeah.
Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech loses their first
Oh
game of the
man,
season,
hold
but
on, yeah.
yeah, right
Uh,
now the top front runners are Georgia Tech and Virginia for the ACC right now.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna just tweet out this live clip just so like I can show it. But man, I have this one clip. What's funny is this is also coming from a Georgia Tech fan, so this is gonna be even funnier. But yeah,
Oh, I can't
Miami.
wait to see this.
Yeah, Miami. Oh man, we're all smoking on the Miami Hurricanes pack right now. SMU.
Smoking on that hurricane pack.
Once again, Miami goes into the game up as double-digit favorites and ends up losing it. I think this is the 6th time that this has happened under Mario Cristobal as a head coach at Miami. Kevin Jennings with 365 passing yards, and SMU was able to force overtime with a game-time field goal, and then they win after picking off Carson Beck to throw 2 interceptions on the day and then get the touchdown. Man, that
Cody,
was
now do you
great.
understand why I call Miami the used to bees?
Mm-hmm.
People call them the U. No, you guys are the used to bees because y'all used to be elite. Now you lose games of consequence in November.
I mean, they lost one in October. And, and that coming from Georgia Tech is even funnier because I remember last
Oh
year
man,
Georgia Tech has beaten Miami the last 2 years, and it is so much fun to watch. It's like
that see, and they're probably down bad. You literally just got clowned by Georgia Tech.
and then I
Jeez.
mean, yeah, and they just lost to NC State, but the fact that you just got clowned by them, that's bad. Notre Dame going to Boston College. No surprise, Notre Dame 25-10. I really don't have much to say. Notre Dame, I guess, is still in the running to make the college football playoff as an at-large. I mean, yeah, all they have to do is win out pretty much. I see no really difficult game for them outside of Pitt and.
Pitt is gonna be rough, bro.
Mm-hmm. I just have no. I just don't know, but oh, dude, Neyland Stadium at night. I mean, this thing was visually pleasing, but
Man. Oh,
Oklahoma goes on the road and they beat Tennessee.
what a win for the Sooners. They was a 7-2. Looks like they're gonna probably get a 9 or 10 win season. So congrats to the Sooners for being good right now in the SEC. So congrats to
Mm-hmm.
them for getting a big one on the
Yeah.
road. And once again, Tennessee blows it. They let Oklahoma score 10 points in the fourth quarter. So
They here's the thing: they equalized, but I, I don't know. After that, like first, I mean, we take a look. I just don't know what to read. Like when Oklahoma went up 9 with that field goal, it never felt like Tennessee could get back into it. And that's what it was. I think Oklahoma did a good job.
yeah.
playing keep away. This was tight, but Oklahoma was able to stretch out to a 9-point, a 2-possession lead, and they were able to do enough to stifle Tennessee. And yeah, Oklahoma. I mean, John Material didn't look great, but they did enough. But oh boy, Oklahoma, buckle up. You're going on the road to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. I ain't getting nothing. That's about nothing but the damn Tide.
Yep, and I believe they were on bye week this week, and they play LSU. So that's gonna be a slaughter.
So basically, 2 bye weeks for Alabama, right?
Yes, yes. Coachless LSU. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be B-Day.
Speaking of LSU, they didn't just lose their head coach; they lost their athletic director and their university president.
Gosh.
Yeah. and then like we mentioned, I think last week, the governor was on their head saying he is not hiring the next guy, whatever. Like, so that's crazy. When the state governor, like I said, when the state governor's on your head, things are really bad in the Bayou.
Yep, and then Army wins the Commander-in-Chief's trophy as they get a 3-point win over Air Force. And North Texas gets a 2-touchdown win over Navy. So a huge win to stay within the race North Texas moves to 8-1 on the season.
Yeah. So yeah, that American race is going to be crazy. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Some more ACC action real quick. Virginia heads up to California and they get a 10-point win over the Golden Bears, the Calgorithm. Louisville rolls into Lane Stadium and takes care of Virginia Tech. Michigan squeaks by Purdue, 21-16. And then Nebraska once again. You know, somewhere both Iowa and Iowa State fans will laugh at this. Even though Iowa State, we were down bad, horribly, and whatever, we lost the game.
Oh, yeah, we're down bad, but at least we can beat ranked teams.
And we can win in our black uniforms.
Aren't they
This is their first time rolling it out, and what do? They shit themselves. But part of it has to go to the fact that Dylan Raiola did get knocked out of the game with a torn fibula. So,
oh no.
So yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. So I think that's just what was really that's what I think unfortunately did him, because USC was able to capitalize. And I mean, that sucks. You're Nebraska. You lose you're probably your most your best player. You're your most touted player. So that really sucks for Nebraska. So I don't know where they go from here.
Isn't USC going on a bye week soon?
Nebraska?
No, USC.
Oh, Southern Cal. Okay. Southern California, the Condoms. No, they play on Friday.
Oh, okay. Against Northwestern, then they host Iowa. Okay.
Yeah. So a couple of huge games for Lincoln Riley and Jaden Maiava, because this performance was not great. Looking at the quarterback performance, it wasn't necessarily the greatest for Southern, for the Trojans, but man, look at that run game for them.
Yeah, King Miller yards on the ground.
Yeah, King Miller with 129 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Maiava contributing a score on the ground. So it looks like they were able to do enough, and they held Nebraska to only 3 points in that in the second half. So the defense did their job. They were able to do what they needed to, and USC was able to come back. So yeah, things are really bad for Nebraska fans, especially when you lose your quarterback. So that's
shout out. Yeah, and shout out to USC for being a solid team in the Big Ten this year, 4-1, doing very well this year in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Taking a look at some non-ranked up matchups. Minnesota, they bounced back from getting their asses handed to them. By Iowa, as they win 23-20 in overtime against Michigan State. Pitt goes out west, takes care of Stanford. Fresno State beats Boise State convincingly.
Wow. 30-7.
Yeah. That's crazy. The spread was 17.5 in favor of the Broncos.
Look at the quarterback for Fresno State, 10 of 21 for 35 yards, and then 23.
You want to know how they did it? Nearly 200 yards of rushing. Rayshon Luke had a day, 88 yards, and then you got a rushing score from Bryson Donaldson, Brayden Ramirez, and Elijah Gilliam. What? So it turns God. And then 2 picks from Max. Wait, Max. Wait, what happened? Wait, hold
I
on.
think he might have gotten hurt.
Wait, yeah, maybe. Huh? Let me see. Yes. Wait. What? Wait, hold on. This is not saying. I don't see any news. But wait, hold on. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay. He was injured. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, that's crazy. That boy, that's Boise State's. So that's a major upset. But I mean, that gives Fresno State a chance to, like, who knows? Maybe Boise State slips up somewhere else with the absence of Maddox Madsen, because they got to go to San Diego State. San Diego State 7-1 on the year, so that's going to be huge for the leader in the Mountain West.
Well, a team in the Mountain West that could have benefited was UNLV, but they lost to New Mexico.
Oh man, Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen.
Dan Development Mullen.
And then in the Pac-2, Oregon State beats Washington State 10-7. This is the first out of 2 meetings I think they play at the end of the year against each other.
Yep, they do, and I'm here for it. The battle for Tupac, baby. Let's go. Yeah.
And then Florida State gets back on the. Florida State finally gets their first conference win of the year as they destroy Wake Forest 42-7.
Tommy Castellanos finally has a pretty good day in the ACC play. 271 yards and a touchdown pass, and it looked like Robbie Ashford the 59 yards. So yeah, overall, looking at the Wake Forest stats. No, yeah, 150 yards passing or rushing for Florida State. Yeah, I mentioned 271 for Florida State. Deuce Robinson with 148 yards and a touchdown. Samuel Singleton with 91 yards and a running touchdown. So yeah, this was just straight belt of ass. And I mean, Florida State did. Yeah, I mean, they forced a couple turnovers and just overall were able to just do whatever they wanted to do on Wake Forest. And then
all right,
we talked about coaching jobs getting coach carousel. Hugh Freeze has just been fired from the Auburn Tigers after they lose 10-3 against Kentucky. Good Lord.
Auburn has been an absolute dumpster fire in his tenure. I don't know why they hired him from, what was it, Liberty? That was a bad hire. I knew it was. I was like, you guys didn't even do your due diligence. Yeah. And now they're probably going to end up with a coach worse than probably Brian Harsin and Hugh Freeze. So I don't know what's going to happen with Auburn, but
you know what's crazy
for them.
Kentucky got 7 sacks on the day. Oh boy! Oh god!
I feel bad for Jackson Arnold. This is wait. They're gonna finish. Go back to their schedule.
Oh, grab it!
Oh, they're gonna get murdered by Vanderbilt, and then it's gonna be belt to ass by Bama. They're finishing 5-7. Oh yeah.
You know, no bowl game for you. You know what would be the most Auburn thing to do here, though? Is they lose to Vanderbilt, they beat Mercer, and then they somehow find a way to beat Alabama, knowing it's the Iron Bowl. That would be that's gonna be the funniest thing if that actually happens.
If it happens, Oh,
Oh
me
my
and you
god!
are both gonna be laughing on the reaction show that week. Oh, that is gonna be. Oh, I will be
If that's
laughing
the
so hard
eh, if that's the reason, somehow, some way,
that
let's
Georgia
say that
makes it.
yeah, at Texas A&M, and here's the thing with Texas A&M, they can beat they can beat Mizzou. They're certainly
They'll
going to
beat
beat South
Mizzou.
Carolina, and I think they could beat Texas. I think they could. This team could beat Texas. Like
That I mean, honestly, that Texas game is going to loom large because A&M is going to need to win that game, especially if Alabama is still undefeated at that point.
yeah, and here's the thing: Texas also has to play at Georgia.
Oh, at Georgia. Oh, wait, is
Oh,
that next week?
no,
Oh,
that's November.
baby. Oh,
Wait, so
okay.
it's going to either be a 2:30 game or a 6 p.m. game. Either way, that thing is
It's
going to.
going to be a 6 p.m. game.
Oh yeah, for sure. So man, there's a lot. I mean, hey, we Iowa State fans. There may not be a lot of great football to look out for Iowa State wise, but hey, there's still great football across the board, and basketball season starting up tomorrow. So wake up! This is a new week, and yeah, we are crossing into basketball season. So if there's something to be excited for, it's that. So we ball.
Yeah, F it, we ball. Keep your heads up, Clones fans. All right, guys, we have a big thank you to FanBull. We are officially in the sports equinox. Um, we got
Man.
hockey. The World Series was absolutely amazing. The Dodgers
Oh.
are back-to-back world champions.
Oh! I got to talk about the Dodgers. Did you see the caption they put? This is what the Dodgers fans have been doing the last 24 hours.
Bro, they're
Okay,
about
and
to
I got to.
revive this. They're about to revive this beef, dog.
Oh no! Look at this.
This is
That's from
great.
the
This is crazy, bro.
that's from an official. That's from an official MLB account, which makes it even funnier. I mean, I've been seeing tweets so much about like Dodger Blue, the Dodger Blue song. I know everybody's playing that right now. Not like us. They're playing TV off. They're playing all of Kendrick's songs right now because of this. And I'm here for it. This is
Oh,
fun.
that's great. That's a great trolling job. And the Drake curse continues.
Yeah. So I would not want to be them. But hey, yeah, back to FanDuel. You know what was great? So on Wednesday, I put an NBA parlay, a 4-leg parlay, $5 or $10 to win 48. And I also got a $300 bonus bet. I put that on some college football games. Want to guess how much I won?
How much?
I won $870.
Let's go.
I'll tell you the parlay. So I had Illinois money line, Georgia money line, Ole Miss money line, Arizona money line, and Utah money line. 5-0 my picks.
Hey.
Let's go.
All right, guys. You literally have a testimonial from host Cody Van Seelum of the Believe in Iowa State podcast. So if you know ball, go and make money. This is why you need to go on FanDuel. Sign up for FanDuel. There's tons of promos where you can go and win money. Bet on the Bulls. I think the Bulls are winning right now against the Knicks in New York. But yeah, bet on the Bulls to win. Bet on NBA basketball. Bet they're losing, aren't they? No. Yeah, I'll buy a lot.
By
Ooh.
9.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's
Well,
the
they
third
still got
quarter.
time to come back.
It's early in the third quarter. I think you guys will be fine. This is the NBA we're
We'll,
talking
we'll,
about.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're
But
still going to the playoffs. But yeah, make sure you bet on that. There's college basketball. I believe the we looked at the betting odds for that post show, last show. So I think Iowa State has pretty good odds. So if you want to bet on Iowa State to win the Big 12 conference in basketball, that'd be really really cool. So if you know ball, like we said, go and make money. And also make sure to visit us on social media: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. The Twitch page is Believe in ISU 2025. And lastly, if you want to talk ball with us on Twitter, make sure to find me, Tyler, at SciTie Guy, and find Cody at Full Matt Campbell. And that is tonight's show. Thank you for all you 29 sickos who tuned in for our hour plus reaction show. You guys are sickos. We love you guys. And that is today's show. For Tyler Carter,
And for Cody Manciello,
this is a Believe in Iowa State podcast. Roll clones, baby.
go Cyclones!